Hi, welcome to Metabolic Circuit Day B. Now, today's workout will include 6 different exercises in which we will do 30 seconds of work and 30 seconds of rest. Now, if you need to adjust that rest a little, go ahead and adjust. And of course, while we're working hard within every single exercise, if you need to stop, take a break, shake it out, I encourage you to do so. In terms of equipment, what we'll need today is just your body weight and a kettlebell, I'm pointing to it, I don't know why, a kettlebell and or a dumbbell. And that will be it in terms of weight equipment. We'll also need a mat and a towel, or in place of that towel, we'll be using leg curls today. And in place of that towel, if you have those rug sliders, you can use those if you have rug, or you can also use, what I'll be using is like an old t-shirt or something like that. You can certainly do that as well. And we'll need, at the end, for a bonus round, a foam roller if you have the foam roller. If not, do not worry about it. All right, let's get onward with the workout. Our ramp or range of motion and movement prep, range of motion activation and movement prep. We'll incorporate 6 exercises as well. And the first one, and I'm going to move up my towel here. My first one will be in a tall kneeling position, hands on the head. We're going to, half kneeling position. This will be half kneeling, hip flexor and quad stretch with a rotation. 1, and lean it in, and 2. You should feel a pretty big stretch in the hip and the quad. And lean it in, and 3. Breathe in and breathe out as you're rotating. 4. Breathe out, and 5. Breathe in when you relax. And 6. Stay tall with this. And 7. And last one. Bring it in. And number 8. All right, switching sides. Now when we switch sides, I just want to re-cue our position here. Big stride. This knee's bent about 90 degrees. Doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to make sure this front heel stays on the ground. All right, same thing. Lean it in and rotate. And breathe. Breathe in, lean in, breathe out, and rotate. Here we go. That was number 2. Breathe in, rotate, breathe out. And number 4. Breathe in, breathe out, and rotate. Number 5, breathe in, breathe out, rotate. Number 6. 2 more. Lean in, rotate. Number 7. Last one. Make sure we're feeling that big stretch. Stay tall. Do not crunch down. Do not hunch. Hunching's not going to enhance the exercise. All right, next, let me refold out my towel here, which is being used as my mat. Double leg hip bridge, or double leg glute bridge, hook line position, or supine with hook line, if you will. Knees up in the air, feet flat on the ground. We're just going to drive our hips to the sky, grab the ground with the feet, and down. That's 1, up, and down. Feet will be flat on the ground. Up, and 3, up, and 4, up, and 5, up, and 6. We got 2 more. Up, and 7, up, and number 8. Next, we'll be on floor slides. Floor slides, so we're just going to keep our position here. We're going to push our low back to the ground. Hands, forearms, and elbows stay on the ground as well. We're going to push up, slide up, and down. Now you can do this on a linoleum floor or a hardwood floor. If you do not have that, you can certainly just hold the position for a pretty good stretch and try to get a little movement out of it if you can. up. We're on number 4 right now. And up and down. That's 5. Up and down. That's 6. Up and down. That's 7. Last one. Up and down. That's number 8. All right, quadruped position next for thoracic, spine, extension, and rotation. We will put our hands under the chest, knees under our hips. From here, hand on the head, and rotate under the armpit and rotate out. And I'll show that from a corner shot too. So number 2, rotate down under the armpit and rotate out. Rotate down and rotate out. Number 3 and 4. Go ahead and follow along. And 5. Breathe out all your air as you rotate out. And 6. And 7. Last one. And 8. Switch it. Other side. Rotate out. 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. Last one. And 8. All right. Stand up onto your feet now. We have toe touch the frog squat. I'm going to move my towel. All right. Feet about shoulder width apart. Knees are going to stay straight or slightly bent. It depends on what you need out of this. We want to get a little bit of a hamstring stretch as we bend over to touch your toes. Grab onto your toes, drop the hips down into a squat, and hips back up. You're going to just drop down into whatever range of motion that you have. Hips back up and down. Hips back up and down. Hips back up and down. This is number 5 and 6. If you have the ability to put your butt towards the ground, do so. If you're not as flexible, kind of like me, you won't get as much range of motion. That's okay. One more. All right. Last exercise, and then we're going to do the whole circuit one more time. Lateral lunges. Feet nice and wide. And our legs will be wide, feet forward. We're just going to lateral lunge to one side, stand up. Lateral lunge to the other side, stand up. If you want to push your hands on your thighs, you certainly can. Or if you have a tendency to round your shoulders, go ahead and hold those hands in front of you. We want to prevent those rounded shoulders at any rate that we can. And other side, that's number 3. And number 4. And 5. Now you should feel like your hips are going back. That's number 6. Number 7. And number 8. You should feel like your hips are coming back. You're just trying to squat or sit on a chair. All right. Back to tall kneeling, or half kneeling rather. I always want to call it tall kneeling for whatever reason. Half kneeling, one leg stays forward. We're going to stay tall. Hands in the head. Hip flexor and quad stretch with rotation here. Lean it in and rotate towards the front knee, and then relax. Lean it in, rotate, and relax. Lean it in, rotate, and relax. Make sure you're breathing with this one. Breathe out on the way forward and rotate. Or if you want to hold it and breathe out as you rotate, that's fine as well. 4, 5, lean it in, 6, and 7, and last one, and 8. All right, let's switch sides. So stay tall, lean it in, rotate, 1. And lean it in, rotate, and 2. Lean it in, rotate, and 3. Should feel a pretty big stretch right in that hip flexor and that quad. Lean it in, rotate, and 4. Lean it in, rotate, and 5. Lean it in, rotate. That's number 6. And then last 2 here. And last 1. Lean it in, rotate. Get that stretch in. All right, laying on your back. Supine position, and then when the feet come in the air, feet on the ground, that becomes hook lying. And then from here, we got glute bridge. We're just gonna drive the hips up, squeeze the glutes, and down. You should feel your glutes working automatically here. Grab the ground with the feet. That's what you wanna focus on as you press your hips to the sky. And up, number 3, and down. Up, number 4, and down. Up, number 5, and down. Up, number 6, and down. Up, number 7, and down. Last one, number 8, and down. All right, let's go. Wall slide, or not wall slides, floor slides. Of course, if you don't have something that you can slide your hands on, you can certainly just hold this position and then squeeze your arms down into the ground for a pretty good stretch and activation here. All right, here we go. Slide it up. And down, up, and down, up, and down. We're going to do our best here to keep our hands, our forearms, and our elbows on the ground as well as your low back. Up, and down. That's number 4. Up, and down. That's 5. Up, and down. That's 6. Up, and down. That's 7. Up, and down. That's 8. Up. Keep that low back to the ground, and that's it. Now, we'll be on our hands and knees. I'm going to turn my towel corner shot so you guys can see front and side shot. Chest over the hands, knees under the hips, and one hand up, and rotate under the armpit and out. 1 and 2. Make sure you breathe. And 3. You're breathing out on the rotation of, as you rotate out. And 5, and 6, and 7, and number 8. All right, switching sides, other side, rotate out. 1, rotate, and 2. Reach under the elbow or reach under the armpit. Rotate out, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. Last 2, and 7, and last 1. That'll be number 8. Standing up, squat position, feet shoulder width apart. All right, toe touch the frog squat here. If you need to bend the knees a little bit, do so. Grab your toes, drop it down, hips up, drop it down, hips up. We're going to number 3, drop it down, hips up, drop it down. Number 4, you're going to get as low as you can with whatever range of motion you feel like you have. Don't go too far. Once you feel like your body's going to stop, just stop. 2 more. 1 more. All right. Last exercise, and then we'll get into the workout. Feet wide, shoulder width apart. Feet wider than shoulder width apart. We have lateral lunges or lateral squats again. We're going to be a nice long stride here. You're going to sit back into the lunge and stand it up. Other side, sit it back, stand it up. All right, we're on number 2 and number 3. And number 4, and number 5. Again, if you need to hold your hands up here or out in front to keep your posture, go ahead and do so. Don't let those shoulders round. We want to be in a neutral spine position so we're not super extended and we're not rounded forward. We got 1 more on each side after this. All right, go ahead, get some water. and then I'll go over the 6 exercises that we're going to do for the workout. Oh, my water's over here. All right, we have 6 different exercises for the workout today. That will be number 1, squat thrusts. Again, that'll be, I'll show this. Let me fix my towel here. Squat thrust, hands down on the ground, feet back, feet up, stand up. Now, a couple of modifications to this. You can certainly slow it down, although it's not going to be as effective for a high intensity interval. So if you wanted to slow it down, hands down, feet back, feet up, one up, and stand up, you can certainly do it that way. However, I would recommend if you have an elevation to pick an elevated platform to put your hands on. So a sturdy, really sturdy chair or a bench, like if you had a weight bench or something like that, or a box. We'd use a box in the gym. I'll go ahead and demo off of my chair here. However, I would not recommend using a rocking chair. All right, hands down, feet back, feet up, jump up. And you can choose that modification, whatever you have available to you. All right, if you have no other way to modify, go ahead and just go with body weight squats. That's completely fine as well. Number 2, speed skaters. So side to side, going side to side. Now, if you need to make a modification to that one, jacks or lateral hop, either way. Number 3, Russian twist. So this will be sitting on your butt, and you can certainly sit on your mat or towel or whatever you have. Lean it back and rotate your shoulders side to side. There's really no need for a modification for that one, unless you have back issues. But if you do have back issues, we're going to lay back and do a dead bug, or excuse me, lay back supine, hands in the air, feet in the air, and both arms up and back. And you'll just choose the amount of range of motion that you can utilize without letting your back come off the ground for that one. So that's the modification there. Number 4 is kettlebell swing. That's why I recommended at the beginning of the video. Kettlebells. So hips back, pop through. Hips back, pop through. Now, you want to really make sure that you have good posture, neutral spine as you're going through that entire range of motion. If all you have is a dumbbell, you can certainly turn it up over end, grab the handle, and go through swings that way. Or if you have nothing yet, you can certainly, again, do drop squats, so feet wide, drop down. Or we can do like running in place or something like that to modify for the kettlebell swing if you don't have it. Number 5 is going to be a split lunge iso hold. So meaning we're just going to hold that lunge. So we're just going to be here, we're just going to hold and hold. We're going to hold for 15 seconds and then switch. Now, if you want to go beyond that 15 seconds, you're certainly more than welcome to do so. We're going to go 15 seconds on each side for the video. And last one will be leg curl. Leg curl will be, if you have an old towel, like I said, you can certainly use that on the linoleum floor. If you don't have a linoleum floor, but you have like furniture sliders, you can certainly use those. For this one, we're going to drive our hips up and curl through the ground. If you don't have a slider or a way to do the slider, we will go ahead and do a glute march, hips up and march. Or we'll get into the crab dance position and go with the crab dance. All right, those are going to be the 6 exercises we have. We have 5 rounds of 30 seconds apiece. So 5 rounds, 30 seconds, next station. 5 rounds, 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest, next station. And then in between, we'll have about 90 seconds or so of rest. All right, be ready for your burpees or squat thruster. That's going to be number 1. Here we go. 30 seconds. Choose your modification. Go as quick as you can. If you want a little more advanced, add a push-up. And a couple seconds left and time. All right, 30 seconds of break, and then we're onward to the speed skaters. Again, side to side, or make any other modifications that you need. Ten seconds and counting. Here we go, ready, and go, side to side. Go as quick as you can, as far as you can. Wow, here we go, here we go. As quick as you can, touch and go, touch and go. Arms staying close, arms staying close. And of course, you can go modification if you need to. All right, moving on to that next exercise, the Russian twist. All right, so you're gonna sit on your butt. Once that timer goes off, we'll lean it back, we'll work your core. Here we go, lean it back, rotate the shoulders. You're going to use your abs to rotate. You're not going to necessarily use anything else. If you need to make the intensity higher, pick your feet up off the ground. Here we go. If that intensity is higher, you might not necessarily go quite as fast. That's okay. All right. Next exercise will be the kettlebell swing, or whatever modification that you need to make. Ten seconds. Grab your weight. Good posture here. And go. Hips back, popping through. Keep the feet flat on the ground. Pop the hips through. You're going to continuously go here. Pop as hard as you can. Almost there. All right. All right, next will be the split squat hold. This is where we'll go half and half of the round, each side. All right, about 10 seconds, so be ready for it. Shouldn't really need a modification for this one. However, if you have any joint issues, don't go down as far. And here we go, hold it down. I need to make sure I can see the timer here. Hold it down. Here we go, if you want to bump it down a little, you certainly can do that. And switch sides. Stay low, stay low. All right. All right. Last exercise would be the wall, or excuse me, the leg curls. All right, grab your towel or whatever it is you're using, or do the modification if you need to. Here, hips up and curl in. You can also, what I forgot to mention earlier, is you can also do alternating, so keep your hips up and alternate your legs. That's going to be a little easier if you have the sliders or the towel to use. Here we go. Keep the hips up. Should be burning pretty good. Burn up the hamstrings. All right. All right, wipe off any sweat. We have pretty close to 2 minutes of break time in between every single complete round that we're doing. That timer right there was the end of the original rest. Now we're going into 70 seconds, and then we'll have a 10-second time buffer to let us know we need to start getting ready for that next round. We have 4 more rounds to get through. Walk around, let your heart rate come down if you need to. Get some water. All right, we have a good minute, about 40 seconds left. Make sure once we start the exercises again, we're gonna work really, really hard during every single exercise. And of course, if you need to make modifications, make those modifications. You wanna make sure that you get an appropriate workout and a challenging workout, not necessarily do exactly what I'm doing on the video. If you can follow along, exactly great. If you need to make that modification, I want to make sure that you're making a modification that will be appropriate for you and not allowing you to get hurt or anything like that, because if you get hurt, you certainly can't work out. All right, here we go. Feet up and back, feet up and back. And of course, if you need to make a modification, go ahead and go with squats, which I'm going to do, because my hip is not liking the burpees. So with the squats, we're going to go as quick as you can. All right. Rest. Again, we want to try to go as quick as you can. I'm going at a moderate pace so everybody can follow along. But if you can go a little quicker in that round, go for it. We want our heart rate super high. All right, our next exercise, speed skater, or side-to-side jump, or another modification. Ready, set, go. Side to side, side to side. Here we go, quick as you can, as quick as you can. Quick as you can, here we go, touch and go, touch and go. Now, if you need to make a modification, you can certainly do side-to-side hop. Or in and out. Either way. Just make sure you're going as quick as you can. All right. Russian twist. Five seconds left, and be ready for it. Lean it back and rotate the shoulders. Here we go. If you need to make the other modification where you're laying on your back, limbs up and back, go for it. If you need to make this harder, pick those feet up off the ground. Here we go. Rotate the shoulders, rotate the shoulders. Use the abs to do so. Almost there. All right. Kettlebell swings. Grab your kettlebell. Gonna wipe off any sweat that you need, or get yourself ready. 5 seconds and counting. And go. Pop the hips through. Here we go. Continue to pop the hips. Keep a good posture here. Don't let the shoulders round. And keep the spine neutral. All right. Next will be the lunges, the in-place lunge. Now with this one, if you need to go a little bit longer on each side, certainly go for it. If 15 seconds is good, then go ahead and switch with me. About 5 seconds, be ready to get in position here. And go. You're gonna sink it down, just hold it. If you want to bounce up and down a little, you certainly can do that. Make it slow and controlled though. All right, switch sides. Drop it down. Here we go, keep it low. And that knee's gonna hover right above the ground. All right. Whew. All right, last exercise, the leg curl. All right, get in position. Grab that towel if you have it. You can certainly do one of the modifications if you don't. Here we go. Lift up and curl in. Or you can also do the alternating one if you want to do that. Put your hands on the ground to add support. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, hands in the air. Try not to move them around too much. Almost there. All right. Get some water. Another break here. All right, you got about a little over a minute and a half right now, or about a minute and a half. All right, definitely keep that intensity high. We have 3 more rounds to get through. 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. This should be relatively easy to follow along with. And of course, while we're going through the workout, we want to work absolutely as hard as we possibly can for every single exercise, and then let the heart rate come down in those 30 seconds of rest. And we got about 30 seconds before we get started again. If you feel like you need to take additional rest, go ahead and take additional rest. If you feel like you don't need as much and you know what the next exercise is, go ahead and just hop right to it. We have about 15 seconds left. So we have about 10 seconds now. We're gonna go into the squat thrust or the body weight squat. I'm gonna do the body weight squat for this one. Here we go, and go. Hips down and back, and squat it, and squat it. If you wanna go into a drop squat, certainly go to it. Get as low as you can. Go as quick as you can here. Go as quick as you can. All right. Next one, speed skater. You can go speed skater or modification of lateral jump, either way. About 15 seconds of break here, or left, I should say. All right, ready? And go. Here we go. Side to side, side to side, side to side. Touch and go, touch and go, touch and go. Waste no time. Arms staying close. You also want to go as far as you can for additional challenge and intensity. All right. Russian twist is next. Get into position. Be ready for it. Lean it back and rotate the shoulders. If you need that additional challenge, bring those feet off the ground. Keep rotating the shoulders here. About halfway through. Oh. Just get to the point where you're getting enough rotation to really work the muscles. You're gonna feel it. That was it. You're gonna feel the abs work, especially almost in the corners of the abs here, the transverse abdominis. All right, next we have kettlebell swing. About 10 seconds of rest left. Grab your weight. And of course, if you need to do a different modification, go for it. And go. Pop the hips through. And of course, if you're doing a kettlebell swing, I recommend doing this outside your house, not inside like I'm doing. Don't want anybody to accidentally let go. Go as quick as you can here, but keep good posture and good form. All right. All right. Split squat is next. Ten seconds. Be ready for that next round here. You're gonna hover that knee just above the ground. All right, ready to go? If you need to if you need to stay up a little taller, do so. That knee is just gonna hover right above the ground. You can hold, or if you want to bounce up and down just a little bit, just to have some movement. Switch. You can certainly do that. Stay tall, don't round forward. All right, switching exercises, leg curls. Get in position. You're alternating leg curl or regular. Either way is fine. All right, hips up and curl. Go as quick as you can here. The whole point is to keep that heart rate up while we get our hamstring work on. Make sure to extend all the way out. Keep the hips up in the air. We're gonna make sure the glutes get their fair share of the work here, as well as the hamstrings. All right. Now, that was 3 rounds through. We have 2 more rounds. For someone that's relatively new, 3 rounds will certainly be plenty. You can certainly stop the workout here and go into the cool down, which would have been the very first exercise that we did, the hip flexor stretch. We got about 80 seconds or so left of the break. If you want to continue for a little bit more work, you can certainly continue with me for finishing the workout. We have 2 more rounds through the 6 exercises. Again, starting up at number 1, that would be the burpee or the squat thrust. Again, a good modification to use is if you have something elevated that's sturdy and also, I would say, padded, like a weight bench or something like that. You can certainly put your hands down for an inclined version of it. If you don't have that, you can certainly, we have about 25 seconds left. You can certainly go a little slower or change the exercise completely, which is what I'm going to do, because I need to modify for it. I'm going to utilize a drop squat where I bring my feet up and drop down. You can follow along if you want. All right. Are you ready? Here we go. Drop it down. Going as quick as you can. If you shouldn't jump at all, go ahead and go speed squat. Feet wide, drop it down. Here we go. All right. Make any modifications that you need. All right. Next one, speed skater. You can certainly go with the speed skater, or if you need to do lateral line hop in place of it, go ahead and do the lateral line hop. I'm going to do that this time instead. We have a little under 10 seconds left. And here we go. Lateral line hop or the full-on speed skater. It's up to you. Side to side hop, side to side hop. Waste no time on the ground here. Touch and go, touch and go. Arms in close. Bring your arms back and forth. All right, and that's it for that. Russian twist. Four seconds left of the rest. Get into position here. And here we go. Rotate the shoulders. Feet in the air if you need to increase the intensity. Feet on the ground if you need to lower it. But keep rotating. You should feel your core working here, especially the corners of the core. That would be The transverse abdominis. Here we go. Keep rotating. 3 seconds left. And time. Stand up on your feet. We got kettlebell swings next. About 15 seconds left of the break. Three, 2, 1. Here we go. Pop the hips through. Again, you can use a dumbbell if you have a dumbbell for this. Or you can do a variation of a speed squat if you don't have a kettlebell or a dumbbell. Make sure you have good posture. Keep popping the hips. Use your hips to pop through. It should feel like you're using your butt muscles. All right, that was it. Should feel like you're using your glutes to pop the hips forward. All right. Split squat for the next round. 10 seconds left of the break. Catch your breath. All right, here we go. Stay tall. Let that knee hover above the ground. And switch. If you need to bounce up and down a little bit, go slowly. If you feel that urge to move. All right. And last one, leg curl. Lay on your back. Again, you can go regular or alternating. Ready, set, and go. Here we go. If you want to go alternating, you're just going to keep your hips up in the air. Make sure you curl all the way in and all the way out. Want to make sure the glutes get full work as well as the hamstrings here. You can also go a little quicker. Of course, if you feel like you need to stop, check yourself, restart, go. All right. All right, get some water. All right, that was round number 4. We have one more round to make it round number 5. What time is it? We have one more time through and then the cool down. If you need to break and peace out on the video, definitely understand. Get to work or whatever it is you need to do. Or if you feel like you've had enough, if you're relatively new to exercise, you might feel that way. If you do, go ahead and cool down, get a hip flexor stretch in, just like we did at the beginning of the workout, and go for it. Now, if you feel like you want to continue, finish out the work, awesome, we welcome you to join us, or to continue with us for that final round. About 30 seconds left of the break. Again, starting with burpees or squat thrusts. A burpee is just a squat thrust with a jump at the top. Either way is fine. We got about 15 seconds left, so start getting ready for your variation. All right. Hands down, feet back, feet up, stand up. Go as quick as you can. Go at your pace. The quicker you go, the harder it's going to be. 5 seconds. All right. Speed skaters next. Ten seconds left of the break. Let that heart rate come back down. If you need a couple extra seconds, go ahead and take it. Speed skaters or modification. Oh, and the timer went off. Here we go. I didn't hear it go off. Go as quick as you can. Go as far as you can. Tap and go. Tap and go. All right. Russian twist. Again, sitting on your butt, lean it back, rotate the shoulders. All right. And 5, 6 seconds left. Be ready for it. Here we go. Feet off the ground if you need that extra intensity. Rotate the shoulders side to side. Don't go too far. Want to make sure our spine stays intact, or the spinal integrity stays intact. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and time. All right. Whew. Kettlebell swings. Make sure your hands are sweat-free. All right. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and time. Here we go. Pop the hips through. Good posture. Popping the hips through. Here we go. Again, should feel like your glutes are doing all the work, or the majority of the work. Pop the hips through. And drive the weight back down. All right. All right, split squat hold now. Really let that heart rate come down. Regather your breath. Ready? And go. Drop it down, hold it. Hover that back knee right off the ground. Look straight ahead. And switch. Stay tall, stay tall. Don't scrunch down, don't extend the back too far. And time. All right. Last thing we're gonna do, leg curls. Laying on your back. Be ready for it.
Both feet together or your alternate. Make sure you draw the feet or the hips up in the air. Here we go. Here we go, keep going. Couple seconds left. You're gonna feel like you're scooping the ground, scooping through the ground. All right. I'll turn down the music just a hair. All right, next we'll get into the cool down, which will be a half kneeling hip flexor stretch. So we're gonna pretty much match what we did at the beginning of the video, only this time we're gonna lean in, we're gonna go our hand up, put a hand up and over. We're just gonna hold this for a good 30 seconds. So lean forward, hands up, feel that stretch right here and into the quad. Breathe in deep. Fill the belly with air. Keep reaching this way. Should feel a stretch in the lat as well. All right, switch sides. Lean it in, hands up and over. Again, feel a stretch in the lat as well as the hip. Make sure you breathe. Get that breathing under control. You're going to breathe in deep into the stomach. Let's feel that stomach expand. All right, that concludes the cool down. Now, if you want to follow along with a bonus round with the foam roller, you can certainly follow along. If you have a foam roller or like a golf ball or something like that, you can certainly follow along. Or I should say, not a golf ball, like a baseball or the cross ball. If you need to leave the video now, go ahead and do so. All right, what we will end up doing for the foam roller is we're gonna hit three areas. We will hit our glutes, our quads, and our chest muscles. So, let's hit our glutes first. We will sit on the foam roller, just like so. We'll cross our legs into a figure four position. From here, you're just gonna roll. We're just gonna slide up and down or roll up and down for about 10 reps. All right. Switch sides. Now, if you happen to find that there's any particular spots that hurt more than the other spots as you're rolling, go ahead and focus on those, what we like to call trigger points, because those are where those points need to be released to help it feel better and function better. All right, other side. Just rolling back and forth, your count, your pace. And relax. Now we're going to go to the quad. So we'll flip it around. You can certainly go both at the same time if you want to. If you want to increase the pressure though, we'll go one at a time. We're just going to go all the way up from the bottom of or the top of the knee to the bottom of the hip. Or if you want to get into that hip flexor, you can certainly go the rest of the little way. Same rule applies. If you happen to find a trigger point, go ahead and focus on that trigger point. You can also turn your foot in and out, hit the different heads of the quad. Now I'm finding a trigger point right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and camp out there for a few seconds. And get into the hips. I know I felt the trigger point right there as well. So I want to try to give that a little love and let that release. All right, switching sides. Again, you can go from the bottom of or top of the knee to the bottom of the hip, or if you need to get into the hip, if you feel like you need to do so, do so. Especially if you sit a lot throughout the day, might be a good idea. Or if you just know you have a trigger point there. My left side doesn't have as many trigger points. All right. And the last one we're going to do is the pec area, or the chest area. So with the chest area, we're going to take that foam roller, we're going to turn it at an angle towards you, so it's angled. It's not straight, or it's not up and down, it's angled. And then from here, we're just going to lay our chest on it first. So for ladies, of course you want to go above the bust here, but for guys, we can get right in there and go back and forth on that chest muscle here. Again, about 10 reps, or about 20 to 30 seconds. Take your time with the rests. All right, go ahead and switch sides now. Again, if you find any trigger points, go ahead and hit those trigger points. Or focus on them, rather. All right, should feel a pretty good massage in the chest muscle here. And that concludes today's workout. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I'm Coach Adam with Brown Fitness and Performance. Also, if you've enjoyed the workout and you feel like somebody else that you know could benefit from it, please share it with them. And of course, like the video, heart the video. We're looking to help as many people as possible through fitness. We also have another event coming up on Saturday, May 23rd at 1 p.m. It'll be a remote seminar, or a virtual seminar, if you will, on the science behind fat loss. If you're interested in learning more or want to attend, please drop a message below with the word seminar, seminar information, and I will get that information to you. And of course, if you'd like to get a head start on your training as we start to return back to the gyms, which should happen in the near future here, shoot me a message and we can get that ball rolling. I'm looking to bring on at least 2 to 3 more people. Actually looking to do that for anyone who has had their gym shut down completely, like you can't go back to your gym because they completely shut down, they're out of business. I'm looking to help at least 1 or 2 or 3 people with a 30-day complimentary pass to our semi-private training. So if you'd like to learn more about that, please drop me a message below with semi-private training, and I will get those details out to you as soon as I can. Again, thanks for tuning in. I'm Coach Adam. We'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m.